But luckily for me, I am a person who has strong willpower. So even if I am afraid of something, I will force myself to do it if I feel like it will benefit me in the long run. And that's just me facing my fears. And I hope that we all can face our fears one day, even if we got to face them together. But we're going to face them together in the beginning, because one day, as scary as it sounds, you will have to face your fears alone. But don't worry, because it's going to make you feel so much better when you finally do. And then you get to say, you get to flex. That's that spiritual muscle. We got to flex that every time you feel like you're being accountable, every time you feel like you're being transparent and honest and loyal and victimless and not playing the victim and fearless and all those things. You got to flex that spiritual muscle. But anyway, I couldn't talk for 10 days. I could not make eye contact with anybody. I couldn't use my phone. I had no form of social media whatsoever. I could not read a book. I could not wear spiritual or religious items. I couldn't even pray. I know you're like, he said we couldn't pray. He said we couldn't pray. What you mean we can't pray? What is this? That's what I was thinking at the time. And I know a lot of other people was probably thinking that. What you mean we can't pray? What's going on here? Is this some type of satanic shit going on? What's going on? But you know what? They said trust us. Trust us with the process. And the only reason we don't want you doing these things is because we want you to see that Vipassana is real and it works without having to do anything or add or subtract anything from it. In its most pure, organic form. You will see that Vipassana works. So I understood that. And I said, I'm going to give you a chance. I'm going to give you a chance. And I'm going to go. So I scheduled a visit to go. And I had a friend, shout out to that friend, who drove me 4 hours from Atlanta, Georgia, to a place called Jessup, Georgia. It is 4 hours south of Atlanta. Remember that, because if you are in Atlanta, Georgia, you're going to want to know where that is. 4 hours south of Atlanta, the city of Atlanta. Jessup, Georgia. Welcome to Vipassana. Here I am on my way to Vipassana. I see like a little wooden sign, and it's leading down like a dirt trail, and I'm thinking there's some Jeepers Creepers stuff, and I might not make it back home. What am I signing up for? But anyway, we turned down into this dirt trail. We start going through some woods, and we get to this nice little villa. It looks like a villa, you know what I'm saying? It just looks real nice out there, and it's just like in the middle of some woods. Like, that's literally where it is. But it's a whole complex of villas and stuff like that, and it's just really nice. So when I got there, I had to take my shoes off outside at the door, and then I went in, and other people were there, and they were just kind of explaining what the process was going to be like and what the rules were. And that's pretty much what that was. So that first day, it was considered day zero. We actually got to talk to people for a few hours or whatever, because I got there around like 4 p.m., but we had to be quiet around like 9:30. That's when the silence actually commenced, when it actually started. And pretty much everybody there was new. Everybody had never been there before. There was a couple of people that had been there. Some people told me it was their third time there. And I was just really excited about the experience. And I just felt like, if I get through this experience, then I'm not going to have to deal with this depression anymore. That was my mindset when I went there. So, day one, I got assigned to not a villa, but a trailer. Yes, my room was a trailer, and I'm like, okay, everybody else get the nice villas, and me and 5 other guys got to share this trailer. Well, guess what? That trailer actually ended up being the best thing I could have, because it actually felt like home when you walk in there. Like, if you walked into the villa, it just felt like the villa was outside. But when you walk into the trailer, it felt like you were at home. You know what I mean? There was 2 bunk beds in one room, and then there were 2 side rooms. They had their own beds. Lucky them. They didn't have to share their beds with anybody. They didn't have to look at anybody. We had a bathroom in there. You got a clock. And that's pretty much all you have. That's all you have. You didn't have your cell phone, no form of social media. You didn't have any books or anything like that. But you did have a pamphlet. We did get a pamphlet with our schedule on it. Our schedule, yes, because we're doing meditation all day. Literally what Vipassana is just meditating all day. And when you're not meditating, you're literally just doing nothing. Like, that's completely what it is. So, okay. So on day one, I'm sleeping. And next thing you know, I get woken up at 4 in the morning. 4 in the morning, because there is a man standing outside in the dark with like this big old, I don't even know what you call it, but you know those things where you got like the little drum and you hit it and it makes that boom sound, like you're in one of those Asian movies or something like that. I don't know what you call them. I'm gonna just call it a gong, because I think that's what it's called. But he was standing outside hitting this thing at 4 a.m. And I look out the blinds and I'm like, what? I swear, my first thought, what the fuck is going on? Like, why would I sign up to be woken up at 4 a.m.? I can barely sleep when I'm at home. It takes me a long time to go to sleep. And now you're telling me this man is waking me up at 4 a.m.? Because I had to go to the Dhamma Hall at 4:30. So what the Dhamma Hall is a place where all the men and women that are students there go and meditate together. Now, let me let you know that the men are separate from the women. We're not allowed to make any contact with them, but once we go to the Dhamma Hall, that is the only time we meditate in the same area. So, with that being said, I get up at 4 in the morning, I walk, I'm done by like 4:30. I really wasn't doing anything, but just sitting in the room. I'm done by like 4:30, and I go into the Dhamma Hall, and we listen to this audio by S.N. Goenka. Shout out to S.N. Goenka, because you know he's like the best. He breaks it down. We listen to this audio that teaches you the steps on this meditation that we're doing. And come to find out that the technique of Vipassana, this meditation that they teach you, you can't do it all in one day. Like, the longer you are there, then the more you're going to get the actual process of how the meditation works. So anyway, I'm sitting here, I'm doing what the audio says. It's telling me to focus on my breathing, focus on the air right here. You see that? You see that right there? I gotta focus on the air right there. So when I breathe in, I'm just supposed to feel any air that's going into my nostrils, and when I breathe out, feel any air that's coming out of my nostrils. Like, that's the only thing that I'm supposed to do. And I'm not supposed to try to make myself feel it. I'm just supposed to breathe naturally. So I'm doing that because, you know, my friend who told me about it, he said, I got one piece of advice for you. Take Vipassana seriously. Now, I didn't know what that meant, but I kept it in my mind all the way there. The whole 4-hour ride. Take this seriously. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, what to expect. I just know I'm supposed to take it seriously whenever it comes. So that's what I was doing. You know, I sat there and I meditated for 2 whole hours. 2 hours. Okay, I'm lying. It was about an hour and a half, because at 6 o'clock, I think is when we stopped meditating and we had breakfast. Now, mind you, the best thing about Vipassana, or I ain't gonna say the best, but one of the best perks about Vipassana is that it's absolutely free. Yes, it is free. You don't have to give any money to go. And you could give a donation, but guess what? They won't even accept your donation until after you complete the 10 days. And the reason for that is because they want you to see that they're not after your money. This is a student-run program. They want you to see that it really, really works. So everything there was free. When I went to go eat, there's only clean water, vegetarian, and vegan foods. Yes, yes, yes. You get to eat like a monarch, like a king, like a queen. Flex. Hey, yeah. So I went there, and I pretty much had the same breakfast almost every morning. They had different things. They cooked something different every day. But I always got the little grain cereal, and I put some of the raisins in it, and I would drink it with some rice milk. And sometimes, occasionally, I would chop some bananas up, slice some bananas up, and I would put the bananas in the cereal. That was pretty much my go-to breakfast every morning. Every morning. So I ended up meditating about 10 and a half hours that day. Actually, absolutely 10 and a half hours that day. Before I retired to my room and I went to sleep at 9:30. Now, I'm going to tell you this. My first day was completely boring.